Right. Good afternoon. Sade Marie, I am pleased to speak with you and thank you for allowing me to record this portion of the interview.
First, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. When we set up the interview, you were currently working and you have been at your current location since, was it November?
Yes.
Okay.
So I used to work at the hotel, and
Mm-hmm.
they bought the hotel out and they laid me off back
Mm-hmm.
in 2024 of April.
Mm-hmm.
And I started working at Brown and Brown, and then they
Mm-hmm.
asked for me to come back again just to lay me off.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were with TPG Hotels from
hmm
April to April. So you were there for about 3 years.
So I started as a night auditor under Marshalls. It was the same hotel, but then TPG took over and I got a promotion to the assistant general manager position. So I've been working at that property since 2018.
Okay.
hmm
So 2018. So we're looking at almost 7 years with
Yeah.
the same company. Then unfortunately they did the layoff, and that's when
hmm
you took the position, the temporary position with Brown and Brown.
Right.
And then they brought you back on in
hmm
November of this
Yes.
year, and then
Yes.
unfortunately just did a big layoff and they laid off everyone in the company. And you were just sharing with me that you expected to finish out the position, but they
Yeah.
basically if I were to paraphrase it, they basically just turned out the lights.
Yeah.
So it's done. Okay. All right. So that's what brings us together today.
hmm
A little more sense of urgency than we originally had
Right.
when we scheduled the interview. So the reason why I'm talking about that is that you're available now. You're ready to go. You're looking for another job. And you are here locally in Daytona Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hospitality, of course, translates very well to most type of positions.
hmm
Customer service related, admin related, supporting others. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the work that you've been doing recently? You touched on it a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor.
Yeah, sure. So the current position that I'm in, I was basically in charge of digital communication. So that entails answering guest reviews, guest questions. I was the main support for all the general managers. Um, I handled all the OTAs, uh, all the CLC. We just had FEMA the other day. I was in charge of that. So that's just a little bit of what I did at that company.
Okay, so a lot of support work, a lot of
Yeah.
admin type work.
hmm
How are your computer skills?
they're pretty good. I'm very familiar with Microsoft Word, Excel, Microsoft Publisher, PowerPoint. I can type pretty fast. I have great I I can put a paragraph together, a really great paragraph.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
I write very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you have experience, of course, hospitality, education, some insurance, customer service.
hmm
Now, as far as your top skill and strength, what would you say that is?
Uh, my communication skills. I am able to adapt to any to anybody. I'm able to camouflage myself and relate to them.
Okay. I
hmm
think that's a great skill to have. Now, the director of digital experience, I mean, that's a pretty good title.
Yeah.
To have. Now, as far as roles that you're looking for now, the position that you applied for,
hmm
is more of a support position. Would you say typically in a company, a director level is managing a lot of people? Were you managing people or were you managing the processes?
So a little bit of both because I was managing the general manager. Like I would train them on, how to put a good sentence together when you're replying to these issues with the guest or, you're responding to a review. So I think I did a little bit of both.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, what about being in mainly a support position? So, like, let's say if you were working in an office, and you were leading processes, meaning like, you had a list of tasks to do and you were supporting others. Is that something you can see yourself in? Is that something you would be interested in
I
coming
would.
from the other position?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Because as I mentioned, I am very adaptable, I'm trainable, I'm teachable. I'm just
Okay.
ready to work. So
Okay.
I
Wonderful.
do I do what it takes to get the job done.
What are you looking for in the next role? I know that stability was something that was has been a challenge over the
Mhm.
past few years. So when you're looking for that next position, um, is that top of mind?
Yes, it is. Because, you know, I am the type of person I like to be in a job for a decent amount of time. I don't like jumping from jobs to job. So that's why right now I am like super, super stressed out because that's just not me. That's not my personality. I like stability. I like what's the word that I'm looking for? I like I just like to be in a position where I'm comfortable and I can get to just do my work and there's no there's no craziness behind it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
and that's, in talking a little bit off camera, about what you're dealing with your
Mm-hmm.
current company,
Yeah.
and of course the abrupt closure and the abrupt changes and
Mm-hmm.
such. I can see how you'd crave that for your next position. And so I'm going to go ahead and change that, it was going to be a 2 week time frame that you were available, but now you've got
Mm-hmm.
it available right away.
Right.
Oh, and I wanted to touch you have your degree.
Yes, I have a degree in business education. I actually was teaching before I moved to the States. I was
Mhm.
teaching adults, accounting and principles of business.
Okay, wonderful. And you're from the beautiful country of Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. All right. And you are here now full time,
I am, yes.
permanently? Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. And I think that's it. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We've got a few more things
Sure.
to talk about.